Persona.
Let's venture inside the true hellishness of this game. And wow, that just made me sound really bitter. Well, I have good reason for it. And you'll know as soon as I actually go in. Oh yeah, and before, you couldn't press the triangle button to do anything. Now, it's the menu. You can't even open up the system menu where you can just change your configurations or even go back to the main menu. You are stuck without a pause menu for a long while. Yeah, it's bad programming, I think. They fixed this in the original, or they fixed this in Portable where you can actually just open this up and change configuration and load your data, which was a nice feature. Yeah, so this is Tartarus, yeah. So, this is technically the main hub for Tartarus, so you can actually chat with your SEES members. In here, we can check out their armor, their weapons, and what accessory they have equipped, and change it accordingly if we have a separate weapon for them. You can also check their personas and check what skills they have and what their stats are. So, yeah. Yeah, let's do this! And no, you shouldn't be in charge. You'll see why. Yeah, and I said that I wasn't going to do biographies on this game just because I don't have enough information to do biographies about the Japanese voice actors of this game because, I don't know, a lot of the sources on YouTube does not do the undubbed version of this game very often. Or at least, they get to a part of the undubbed version and then they just stop. So I can't really get a good feel of everyone's voice actor if that way. However, I have a copy of the game on my computer. I just need to burn it on a CD. And that'll be its own separate playthrough if I ever get to it. It's just my laptop does not have a CD burner, which was just sad. So I can't really burn my own copy of Persona 3, the undubbed version. Alright, let's do this.
So, this is it, huh?
I hope I don't get lost.
Just stick with me.
Can you all hear me?
Whoa, is that you, Senpai?
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out.
Wait, you mean you can see inside here?
It's my Persona's ability.
One of her Persona's abilities.
I'd like to join you, but the structure of Tartarus changes from day to day. That's why outside support is imperative.
Well, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Yep, it's hard.
Now, based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any minute. They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution.
No need to worry.
Practice makes perfect.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
I love some of the dialogue in this game. Some of the characters actually say something pretty damn witty because they're high schoolers. This is supposed to feel natural. Alright, Tartarus. Yeah. This is real battles you'll be engaging in. Now see if you can eliminate all the shadows wandering around on this floor. Yeah. And also, no stairs behind us. We just teleport in here. Yeah. Okay, so the interface in Tartarus. We have our main character, which we can't really change. And we have our 2 party members. It can go up to a total of 4 party members. No, wait. 3 extra party members per party. So we have 2 people on our side right now. That means we can fit 1 more. But we don't have another one yet. And also, the thing I just picked up, briefcases are technically the treasure chests of this game. And also, that failed.
Talk
Akiba has informed me about your power, but nevertheless, you have minimal combat experience. Would you like me to explain the basics of battle?
Please do.
The primary offensive options available to you in battle are attack and skill. Attack corresponds to the weapon you've equipped, while skill relates to your persona's abilities. Though skills consume either stamina or spiritual power, they tend to have a greater effect. Use whichever option best suits the situation.
Later on in the game, you'll just be depending on skills.
Keep attacking until you've defeated the enemy, but pay careful attention to your stamina. That's it for now. Did you get all that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then I want you to defeat the enemy before you. Try using both the skill and attack options.
Right, so as she said, attack is, well, use your weapon, and skill. You have 2 bars on, over to your right there. You have 2 bars. One is your HP, which is up top, and the second is your SP, which is your spiritual power. Spiritual power takes up magic skills, which is like this one called Agi, while physical related skills requires HP. So, yeah. So you do it like this. And that took off 6 HP from my options.
Who's the man?
Now I got a Snuff Soul. Those things are rare. But all the items that you get in this current floor are preset because this is only a tutorial. There should be a staircase nearby. Do you see it? A staircase is the only way to proceed to the next floor. I can't allow you to go any higher today, but please remember about it next time. Yeah. The way that Persona 3 FES's Tartarus system works, it follows a dungeon crawler system where all the floors will be different depending on what day you're on, or it'll be always different. And the only way to advance is going to the staircase. Alright, so if you are able to strike the enemy before you are spotted, then you will gain the initiative. On the other hand, if the enemy hits you first, the opposite will occur. Yeah, so you have to sneak up behind these guys and then just hit them with X. Then you get the attack advantage.
Now's a good time for me to explain about attack properties, which are important to consider during battle. Do you want to know more?
Yeah, please.
Nearly every type of attack is associated with a particular property. For example, swords can be used to do slash attacks, while bows are used to do pierce attacks. Skills, on the other hand, have different properties. Bufu, for instance, indicates an ice attack. Now, most enemies are vulnerable to certain types of attacks. In other words, they have weaknesses. A fire skill will deal greater damage to an enemy that's weak against fire. With my power, I can analyze an enemy to determine its weaknesses and strengths. That falls under tactics.
The first time an enemy is analyzed, you may have to wait a while for the results. But from then on, whenever you analyze that particular enemy, you will see the results right away. While you are selecting your target, if a question mark appears above an enemy, then that particular enemy has not been previously analyzed. You can select Analyze from the Tactics menu or press L1 to issue this request.
Do you follow?
Yeah, I follow.
The enemies you're facing have a weakness that you can exploit. Why don't you give it a try?
And right I will. I can just say it's their weakness right now. It's fire. See?
The enemy is vulnerable. Keep going.
And I shouldn't really trouble myself to it. I'm not gonna... There's one thing that you can do that involves knocking down every single enemy, but she'll explain it later, so for the purpose of tutorials, I will save that for later. And Junpei got a critical. Ooh, a revival bead. That's the Phoenix down of this game. And I got a Snuff Soul. Cool. This will be like the only time that you'll get Snuff Souls in chests. There seems to be a shadow just around the corner. Approach it carefully to avoid being spotted. The map will prove to be useful as you explore, so use it often. Yep, I like the map. It's very useful. So you can actually know where enemies are and where treasure is.
Were you able to exploit the enemy's weakness in the last battle?
Yes.
If you didn't already notice, doing so will also grant you an additional attack. Would you like more details?
Go ahead.
An enemy will lose its balance if you exploit its weakness or land a critical hit. This will give you the opportunity to perform an additional action. In other words, you'll get to do one more thing.
No, I think you mean one more thing.
You can keep attacking the same enemy, or if you prefer, attack a different target.
I recommend attack a different target, but your party members will always attack the same enemy.
And if you succeed in knocking another enemy off balance, then you can act yet again. Which means you can remain on the offensive for as long as you can keep this up. This strategy is essential to securing victory.
My party members do not take note of that.
However, remember this. An enemy that's already lost its balance cannot be knocked off balance again. You can't knock down someone who's lying on the ground, right? It's the same idea.
Unless they go through the floor, in which case it's hilarious.
Now, to knock an enemy off balance, you need to know its weaknesses. So don't hesitate to ask me for an analysis. I'll be sure to share the results with the others as well. Got it?
Gotcha.
Then proceed with the battle. Use what you've learned to quickly dispose of the enemy.
Okay, so since I haven't done this in the last battle, you can go into tactics and then ask me to do an analyze, or you can just press L1 so you can just get a quick analysis of this. Or, it's really the quick button for analysis. However, it takes a couple of turns for the analysis to actually be completed.
You exploited the enemy's
I'll be
weakness.
honest here, I actually like the method of Persona 4 a lot more, where all you just have to do is just exploit the weakness, and then there you go. You always have this weakness. It works with this formula because you can't change your party members to direct control. Because the only way that your party members will know their weaknesses is as if you already analyze them. This works well if it's in Persona 4 where, oh hey, she got a critical. And also, if...
Fire is effective. Do you have Augie skills?
Yeah, see, she gets... It takes like 2 turns for it to be completed. And also, if you attack and knock down enemy, they will just get back up. Okay, I understand if you want them to just... I understand if, like, you don't get the one more if you just attack a knockdown enemy, but still... Could you just come up with something else rather than, you know, just making them just not be down anymore? Like, make them just keep being down, it's just they're weaker at this point. It's like there's almost no difference. Like, I don't get it. It's like, when you're knocked down, you don't, and then you get hit again, it's not like you get immediately back up. Mysterious cards have appeared in your mind. You wonder if this was what Igor was talking about. After a battle, you will occasionally have the opportunity to select a card from the one shuffled before your eyes. If you pick a card with a persona on it, you'll receive that persona. There are other cards, each of which have a unique effect or a reward. Keep an eye on the card you want and try to pick it. Yep, okay, so we got a Pixie, which is a persona, a Leaf, which will increase the amount of EXP that you'll get, or increase the stat of a persona. We got a Sword, which will give you an attack item, a weapon, and the Cup, which will restore your HP. The one that isn't shown here is Coin, which will give you extra money. So, alright. I wasn't keeping track, but okay, I got it. I want the wand because at this point I want bonus EXP. Yeah, I get it. Everyone leveled up. Alright. Moving forward. I detect a shadow up ahead. How are you feeling? If you or another party member is in bad shape, then use healing items prior to engaging the enemy. If you don't have anything on hand, then ask Takeba to heal you. You should make a habit of checking your status before entering into a battle. Alright, if you or another party member has a persona with healing skills, be sure to take advantage of it. Okay, like say, I don't have a persona with healing skills, even though... no wait, I don't. I don't. And I'm out of items. If you talk with a party member that actually does have healing skills, like for example Yukari, then request healing. She'll fully heal everyone. It will take up her SP, as you see, she has a lower amount of SP than before, and holy shit.
There is a better way to defeat all of your enemies in battle than to attack them individually. You can perform an all-out attack. Would you care to hear more about this?
This is the best feature that they've ever introduced in a game.
When enemies are thrown off balance, they become vulnerable. An all-out attack will allow your entire team to attack simultaneously. Your enemies will be unable to defend against it. It's a very reliable method of attack. Whether or not you want to perform an all-out attack is up to you. But remember, you cannot perform it when you're alone.
That'd be weird.
So if you want to have it in your arsenal, make sure your team is comprised of at least 2 members. That's all you need to know about all-out attacks. Do you understand what I've just explained to you?
Yep, it's the best thing ever.
Then, that concludes the basics of battle. But there's one last thing I need to tell you. Shadows become stronger the further you advance. If you don't think you can win a battle, retreat at once. There may be times, however, when an escape will be impossible. This battle is one of those times. Good luck.
Yep, this is a tutorial so you can't escape. In case you want to know, the escape button's here. Okay, so, dealing with all-out attack. First, knock down every single enemy on the field. And since all these guys are weak to fire, then it's all up to me, because I'm the only one with any sort of skill.
You struck the enemy's weakness.
Like the skills that Yukari and Junpei know, Yukari only knows Dia, which is a healing skill, and Junpei only knows Cleave, which is a powerful attack skill. Well, sort of powerful. Alright, last one. It should trigger it.
The enemy is vulnerable. Attack.
Here's a chance. Let's get him.
If you remember from the last fight, I relented the other one. It's because this is the best time to show it.
You have the potential to grow even stronger.
They introduced this in this game, and I love it. For one thing, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, ever implemented in a game ever. And also, it's very useful.
Yes! My skill level has increased!
And everyone leveled up again. Da-da-da, I'm the man! That's odd. Usually there are more shadows on the prowl. Well, at least you gained some experience in battle. Let's go back to the dorm for today. There should be an access point somewhere on that floor. You can use it to return to the entrance. Since there aren't any enemies to worry about, why don't you split up and search individually? Just tell the other party members what you'd like them to do. Okay, one thing that I will give this game credit is that you can actually control your party members in this sense. You can give orders to your allies just by pressing the square button and then just choosing whatever one you want. Priority will just... well, there are only 2 priorities. One is they'll just explore, which they'll just hang around by you and avoid as many shadows. Defeat shadows is obviously that. They'll just hunt for shadows, and if they see them, they'll just go off and attack them. And then there's split up, which, well, splits them up. Use this command to instruct your party members to spread out and look for stairs, access points, and items. However, if they're not very strong, they can easily fall prey to the enemy. Be sure to keep an eye on their HP. Yeah, you have to babysit them, kind of.
Spread out and proceed individually.
You have to make, like, in the bottom right, you see that there's a, all their HP and SP. You have to make sure you keep an eye on that. And you've already found an access point. And Junpei got me medicine. Hey, senpai.
Welcome back. So, how was it?
No problem.
I see. Well, if you gained confidence, that's the best thing you could have achieved.
Wow, I never knew I had that kind of power. We kicked some ass.
That was mostly me. You did like one thing.
But damn, I'm beat.
That's because you were bouncing around like a little kid.
He was wielding a giant two-handed sword, so...
Yeah, you look pretty tired yourself, Yucatan.
I'm still trying to catch my breath, actually.
That's the effect of the dark hour. You'll become fatigued more easily. Don't worry though, you'll adapt.
Yeah, there's this one feature in this game that involves a person's condition, but that isn't implemented yet.
But I'm surprised. You all did much better than I expected.
What were you expecting? Us to die?
At this rate, they'll catch up to you in no time, Akihiko.
We'll see about that.
Just look at all of our experience. We're already better than the senpai. Thou art I am thou. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the full arcana. You see this? Get used to it because you'll be seeing that quote a lot. The Sea Social Link has reached level 2. Your power to create personas of the full arcana has grown. Okay then, so no one's in good condition to actually come back into Tartarus, so all we can do is just go back. From now on, you'll select your party here before you enter Tartarus. I'll explain the details some other time. Très bien, you did well today. Now, let's head back to the dorm. She speaks English in the Japanese version, and in the English version, she speaks French. You guys did a great job, but you won't have to shoulder the burden forever. If only if I hadn't gotten injured. Yeah. So let me venture inside the Velvet Room before closing this part. Ah, there you are. Welcome to the Velvet Room. Well, I suppose it's time for me to explain what I really do here. My job is to create new personas. But in order to do so, I must fuse your persona cards together. In other words, I shall merge them into a single persona. The number of personas you have buried within you is approximately 170. Yeah, it's more than the original version. We've never seen a visitor with this many possibilities before. Possibly another one in the future, but that's another time. If you establish social links, you may be able to create even stronger personas too. This should prove very interesting. So, as you accumulate cards, please bring them to me. How may I help you? Alright, so the purpose of Igor is, as he said, he can fuse personas. He can do a normal spread, which will fuse only 2 personas together to create a new persona. And the persona will inherit one of the skills that was given by the parent personas. Like, this angel would inherit Orpheus's bash. And also, there's the triangle spread, which infused 3 personas, but since I don't have 3, then I don't have a use for that. And also, to get a persona, you have to be the right level for it. We are currently level 3, so we cannot fuse this angel. It says, I am terribly sorry, but you are not at a high enough level to create this persona. So, yeah, we can't really do much about that. But, nice to have. As soon as we get more persona cards, then this will serve a greater purpose. So, yeah. In this part, we joined Seas, and I went through a whole tutorial sequence, so I think this would be a good place to end off here. So, next time on Persona 3 Fest, we will continue on our days through Gekkoukan High School, and I'll be going into Tartarus more often, and discuss why I don't like Tartarus that much. See you, everyone.